Welcome to this lecture on the mechanism of muscle contraction. Have you ever wondered how your body actually generates the force to lift a heavy weight, or even just to blink your eyes? Today, we are going to dive deep into the microscopic world of human physiology. We will explore the exact biological and mathematical mechanisms that allow your muscles to contract, generate force, and perform physical work. Let us begin our journey into the fascinating science of human movement. To start, let us clear up a common misconception. When you flex your arm, your muscles do not actually shrink or fold up like an accordion. Instead, imagine a massive tug-of-war game where hundreds of tiny people are standing on a thick rope, reaching out to grab a thinner rope, pulling it, letting go, and grabbing it again. Your muscles are made of thousands of tiny overlapping threads that continuously slide past one another. This microscopic sliding action shortens the overall length of the muscle, and it is the fundamental secret behind every single movement you make. Now that we have our tug-of-war analogy, let us look at the formal biology. In human physiology, this mechanism is called the sliding filament theory. The thick rope in our analogy is actually a thick filament made of a motor protein called myosin. The thinner rope is made of a structural protein called actin. These filaments are organized into functional units called sarcomeres. When a muscle contracts, the myosin filaments bind to and pull upon the actin filaments. The sarcomere shortens as they slide past each other, even though the filaments themselves never actually change their own length. Building on the structure of the sarcomere, how exactly does this sliding happen? It is driven by what we call the cross-bridge cycle. The myosin heads act like tiny hands that reach out, attach to the actin, pivot to pull the actin toward the center, detach, and then reset for another pull. But this mechanical work requires energy. The entire cycle is powered by ATP, which is the primary energy currency of your cells. Furthermore, this process does not happen randomly. It is strictly regulated by the release of calcium ions, which act as the on switch for contraction. Before we move on to the mathematics, let us visualize this mechanism. On your screen is a diagram of a single sarcomere. Notice the red thick filaments in the center? These are the myosin proteins. You can see the tiny myosin heads protruding from them. The blue lines are the thin actin filaments, which are anchored to the zigzag structures on the sides called Z-discs. When the muscle contracts, those myosin heads grab the blue actin filaments and pull them inward, as indicated by the large blue arrows showing the direction of sliding. This brings the Z-discs closer together. Now that we understand how the sarcomere works, we must ask why this specific mechanism matters so much. This sliding filament mechanism is the absolute foundation of all physical interaction with the world around you. It is not just about lifting weights. Without this exact microscopic process, your heart could not pump blood through your body, your lungs could not draw in oxygen, and your digestive tract could not process food. In professional fields, physical therapists and sports scientists rely on this knowledge daily to rehabilitate severe injuries and to push the limits of human athletic performance. Understanding this normal function also helps us understand what happens when things go wrong. Doctors use this foundational knowledge to treat devastating neuromuscular diseases like muscular dystrophy. A stark example of this mechanism failing is rigor mortis, which occurs after death. Remember how we said ATP is required for the myosin heads to detach from the actin? When a person dies, ATP production stops. Without ATP, the myosin heads cannot release their grip. They become permanently locked to the actin filaments, causing the muscles to become completely stiff and rigid. Having explored the biology, let us look at how a muscle generates force mathematically. The total force depends directly on how many tiny myosin heads are actively pulling at any given moment. The formula is Ft equals N times F times P. Ft is the total force of the muscle fiber in newtons. N is the total number of available myosin cross bridges. If a muscle grows larger through weightlifting, N increases. The variable F is the tiny force generated by a single cross bridge. Finally, P is the probability that a cross bridge is actively attached. If calcium levels are high, P increases, leading to a stronger contraction. Let us see this formula in action with a concrete example. Imagine a single muscle fiber contains 10,000 available myosin cross bridges. During a moderate contraction, 40% of these are actively attached. Each cross bridge generates a tiny force of 5 times 10 to the power of negative 12 newtons. First, we must convert the 40% into a decimal, giving us a probability P of 0.40. We then multiply the 10,000 cross bridges by the microscopic force and multiply that result by 0.40. This aggregates the tiny individual forces, resulting in a total force of 2 times 10 to the power of negative 8 newtons for this single fiber. Looking at the result we just calculated, 2 times 10 to the power of negative 8 newtons seems incredibly small. You might wonder how such a tiny force can move your body. The secret lies in scale. A whole human muscle does not just have one fiber. It contains millions of these fibers working together in parallel. When you multiply this tiny microscopic force by millions of fibers, it generates enough macroscopic force to lift heavy weights. This perfectly demonstrates how microscopic cellular actions scale up to create powerful, visible human movement. Now that we know how force is generated, let us look at the physical work done when a muscle actually shortens. In physics and physiology, mechanical work is the force applied multiplied by the distance over which it is applied. The formula is W equals F times delta X. W represents the mechanical work measured in joules. F is the constant force generated by the combined pulling of the cross bridges, measured in newtons. Delta X represents the change in length, or the distance the muscle shortens, in meters. If you push against a solid wall and the muscle does not change length, delta X is 0, meaning no mechanical work is done. Let us apply this work formula to a real scenario. Suppose your bicep muscle generates a constant force of 150 newtons to lift a dumbbell. During this contraction, the muscle shortens by a distance of 0.05 meters. We simply substitute these values into our equation. We multiply the 150 newtons by the 0.05 meters. This calculation represents the collective pulling effort of billions of cross bridges moving the actin filaments. The result is 7.5 joules. This means exactly 7.5 joules of physical energy was transferred to the dumbbell. Because the body is not perfectly efficient, extra chemical energy is lost as heat, which is why you sweat when you work out. We have covered a lot of ground today, so let us review the key takeaways. First, we learned that muscle contraction is a highly coordinated microscopic dance described by the sliding filament theory. thick myosin filaments grab and pull thin actin filaments, causing the sarcomeres to shorten. Second, we saw mathematically that the total force a muscle generates depends directly on the number of actively pulling cross bridges. Finally, we calculated how this microscopic pulling translates into macroscopic mechanical work when the muscle shortens. You now understand the fundamental biological and mathematical basis of all human movement.